Dropping out of a prestigious school and starting a tech company almost seems like a rite of passage. Many of the big names in tech, such as Bill Gates, Larry Page, and Mark Zuckerberg, all dropped out of some of the best educational institutions in the world, only to go on to start companies that would change the world and make them billionaires. While not every college dropout achieves that kind of success, there is another name that could be added to that revered list of tech titans. A story of a guy who beat the odds and turned his side hustle into $1 billion business. This is Alexander Wang. He may seem like any other tech bro working in Silicon Valley, but he's no ordinary programmer. Alexander is worth over $1 billion and he's just 26 years old. He is the founder and CEO of a business called Scale AI, an artificial intelligence company that helps other large companies build AI products and platforms, and which has a valuation of over $8 billion. From the US Department of Defense to large automobile manufacturers like Toyota, Scale AI has quickly signed up some of the most respectable names in industry. This is a story of how an MIT dropout went from working in Silicon Valley to starting his own multi-billion-dollar business. Alexander Wang was born in Los Alamos in the US to parents who were both physicists working at the Los Alamos National Lab. This is the same laboratory that was pivotal in the US nuclear program during the Second World War. Even today, the Los Alamos National Laboratory is the primary developmental facility working on both nuclear and non-nuclear weapons, and is critical to US national defense. So it's fair to say that Wang was born to pretty smart parents and was surrounded by the best scientific minds in the country. Wang was always a very good student, but the point that changed his life came in the 6th grade. In the 6th grade, Wang heard about a math competition called Math Counts, a math competition held nationwide every year that tests students' ability at various mathematical concepts like algebra, trigonometry, probability, and number theory. The winner of the competition would win a free trip to Disneyland. Wang had never been to Disneyland and always wanted to go, so he threw his hat into the ring. Although he didn't win this competition, it sparked an interest inside him to compete in more science and math competitions. He would come 5th in the USA Mathematical Talent Search in 2012, an X Factor of the math world, if you will, and then got selected among the top 20 physics students for the USA Physics team in 2014. The same year, Wang got hired by Adipar, a fintech company based in Silicon Valley founded by ex-Palantir founder Joe Lonsdale. At the time, the team at Adipar didn't realize they were hiring a high school student. They had recognized Wang for his coding talent and subsequently didn't really care that Wang had yet to complete high school, given he was more than capable of doing the job. But Wang's stay at Adipar wouldn't be long. A few months later, Wang left Adipar to work at Quora, the question and answer website. This is where Wang met with his co-founder, Lucy Goh. At Quora, Wang quickly rose to the position of tech lead. This was highly unusual for someone his age, as the tech lead is a pretty senior position responsible for making design and architectural decisions for a project as well as overseeing a team of software engineers. Usually, people work for decades before they reach this position, yet Wang, barely out of high school without a formal degree, had secured a position working as a tech lead at one of the most popular websites in the world. It was whilst working at Quora that Wang secured a place at the prestigious Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, in 2015. At MIT, Wang started his Bachelor of Science degree in Mathematics and Computer Science. His interest areas at this time were artificial intelligence, machine learning, and big data. Wang excelled at MIT, but he wouldn't be there long. Whilst at MIT, Wang had an idea to start his own artificial intelligence and data-focused technology company. The idea for Scale AI came to Wang when he was figuring out a side project to work on. You see, he wanted to build a camera inside his fridge and use machine vision to detect when he was running low on milk. A very humble problem to be solving. A week into the project, Wang realized that there was a major hurdle in making his milk detection device in that he didn't have enough data to train a model to detect the contents of his fridge. That got him thinking about how AI would evolve over the next few decades. But his concern was less about what we could build with AI in the future, rather he was more concerned about how we would do it. The answer was pretty simple. We needed useful data and lots of it if we ever wanted to create useful products powered by AI. This was the genesis for Scale AI, a company that would become known as the provider of data infrastructure to power the AI revolution in this century. Wang realized that there was a lot of data being generated with each passing day with new technologies. But there was still a gap in the market to interpret that data in a meaningful way. This is where Wang wanted to focus his company. In fact, one of the first few customers Wang acquired were companies developing autonomous vehicles that needed to make sense of all of their sensory data. At the time, he told his parents that it was just a thing he was going to do for the summer, a side hustle. But Wang never went back to MIT and officially dropped out. Wang said he always knew he wanted to be an entrepreneur. In fact, Wang admitted that his ambition to be an entrepreneur started after he watched The Social Network, the 2010 movie about the founding of Facebook. In June 2016, he officially founded Scale AI with his Quora colleague Lucy Goh. Scale AI started by providing a data labeling and curating service to other companies looking to use their data for artificial intelligence purposes. Scale AI was, in essence, helping companies prepare their data to train AI systems for their own unique products and services. In just a few months, the company had raised seed funding of $120,000 from Y Combinator. Companies such as Waymo, OpenAI, Airbnb, Lyft, and the Department of Defense were some of the early customers. These companies would provide Scale AI with their data via an API, a two-way interface that allows communication between computers. And in return, Scale AI would label that data. The data could be in any format: text, audio, video, or pictures. Scale AI would label the data and send it back to the client to help them train their own machine learning models. In 2017, Scale AI completed its Series A funding round of $4.5 million from Accel, Y Combinator, Tiger Global Management, and Index Ventures. Today, Scale AI has raised a total of over $600 million and is currently valued at over $8 billion, making Wang a billionaire and his co-founder Lucy Goh having a net worth of $440 million. So what exactly does Scale AI do? I mean, yes, it is an AI company, but what makes it different from all the other AI companies out there? Let's take a closer look to see what Scale AI is doing and what has made it such a huge success in such a short period of time. Scale AI is basically a data labeling company. Its purpose is to make its clients' data work harder for them. For example, a large car company that is working on autonomous driving will have terabytes of sensor data from their prototypes, but will need someone to sort and label that data. This is exactly the sort of thing that Scale AI would help with. In this example, Scale AI would take that raw data and clean it to make it a usable dataset. The client can then take that dataset and train their own machine learning algorithms. This is Scale AI's USP. It takes massive quantities of raw, unfiltered data and turns it into a useful asset for its clients. The thing that makes Scale AI different from the competition is the quality of data annotation. This is the process of labeling data into different classifications. Scale AI uses both their proprietary machine learning models as well as human reviewers to create high-quality datasets. But Scale AI doesn't stop there. They also figured out that building a good infrastructure to support all this data is equally important. This is why they created a product called Nucleus. Nucleus is, at its core, a data management SaaS platform that allows Scale AI customers to build better datasets. It allows companies to label their data, model predictions based on their data, and even debug and improve company models. Companies can even test their models on Nucleus and iterate until they're satisfied with the result. There is obvious merit to Scale AI's claim that they produce high-quality datasets. The US Department of Defense has a $249 million contract with Scale AI to collaborate on various AI applications for the military, including logistics management platforms and image analysis tools. In addition to being able to manage and organize large datasets, Scale AI can also do this securely, which has given such a young startup phenomenal access to large government contracts. But it isn't just government contracts that are supporting Scale AI's massive growth. The company is also collaborating with other huge companies like Toyota, Meta, OpenAI, Microsoft, and Etsy. All companies these days generate huge amounts of data, which is extrapolating infinitely, and they need to be able to make sense of it to make better decisions. This is where powerful artificial intelligence comes into play. The Scale AI data engine empowers companies around the world with various tools to improve their data through things like labeling and training better machine learning models. But what was unique about Wang's approach that made him successful with Scale AI? Whilst timing did play a major role in Wang and Scale AI's success, there is a lot more to Alexander Wang's story than being at the right place at the right time. One thing is clear from Wang's story: he's a risk taker. When he formulated a plan to start an AI company after his first year at MIT, he took the leap of faith and dropped out. This ability to take risks and the courage to see them through is an incredible quality for an entrepreneur who has to make decisions fast and with incomplete information. Wang is also described as being a team player by people that work closely with him, and not just in the corporate sense. Wang realizes that he can't be good at everything, so he brings along people from diverse backgrounds that specialize in different things on his team. He says he picked up this quality from his playing the violin in an orchestra. Just like in the orchestra, the whole is more than sum of the parts. While talking about his time in the orchestra, Wang said that they show you cool things and they challenge you. And there's this dynamic where you're all pushing each other together. That same dynamic applies to teams. Another thing Wang talks a lot about is being intellectually honest. He believes it's important to be honest with ourselves and recognize when something is broken and needs fixing. This also takes a lot of courage. Admitting you've made a mistake and then trying to come up with a way forward is a unique skill set. Wang's tenacious attitude and his wisdom to see that he couldn't do it all alone and needed other talented people on his team helped him create the behemoth that is Scale AI today. So what does the future hold for Scale AI? In Wang's words, the story of technology is one of the exponential curves of everything getting faster and happening faster, and the technology improving faster than anyone could imagine. Wang believes that we are moving really fast in terms of artificial intelligence. He compares this era of artificial intelligence to the early days of the internet. At the time, no one knew how the internet would evolve. We just knew that it would become a central part of our lives. The technology will only get better as time goes on and we get more and more data to train better models. Wang believes AI will be an essential part of our future, from making healthcare dramatically safer and more accurate to improving agriculture and tackling world hunger. There is limitless potential for AI in almost every field, and Wang wants to make sure that Scale AI is central to the AI revolution.